organizational chart because I report directly to a vice president. I don't have anybody in between me and the vice president for academics and
Who's that?
Chad Brown, who used to be our dean for health and in that area. So I do report directly to that position, and that's just a step away from the president. So the president's there, and then we got the vice presidents under that. And the vice presidents, we have them for academics, we have them for student services, and we have them for business services, and that's all of the like pay your bill kind of stuff. And then we also have the IT area. So I think there are 4 vice presidents altogether. And then each of those have departments and areas underneath them. So I'm kind of my own little thing. I just kind of float out on the side. I mean, and people joke. I have friends here that joke about me being up there, but I'm really not up there. I mean, I only report to the vice president, but it's not like I have a ton of power about anything that goes on around here. So.
But now speak up a little for the video, because she's over here.
Oh, okay.
But also tell us about because quality control in a company is very similar, I think, to what you do. And Todd really tries to motivate people through his emails. He just sent something on a timer, which was cool, and he sent a whole thing about Michael Wesch speaking in Columbus, who was, an innovative professor at, I think, Kansas State. And so in line of management in a company, Todd would relate to quality control too.
Yeah, I'm really my main focus here is on helping faculty do better in the classroom. So I would focus on any delivery tools or methods for teaching or designing their courses, or any technologies that they can incorporate to make them more engaging for students, things like that. Assessment is a big thing now. We like to assess, the students are learning what we say that they're supposed to learn in the classes. And then there's above that, not just beyond just the classroom, there's for each program, we assess the programs and make sure that the students that go through the program are learning what we say they're going to learn. So assessment's a big part now that I'm starting to get a little bit more involved in than I have been in the past. So in terms of quality control, yeah, I'm one that kind of encourages people to always try to do things better and to continuously improve and that kind of thing. But I'm not the kind of a person, I'm not in a position where I have like veto power, to say, this isn't good, you can't do it. The only exception to that might be with some of the distance learning courses that we have. I do work with people that develop those to some degree, and they will come up with some kind of a plan to deliver, to develop that course, and then if I don't think that they met the goals that they had for that plan, then I can work with the dean and say, I don't think this is quite ready yet. I think that some more work needs to be done. So maybe that's the most obvious place where I might have some control over quality. But like I said, for the most part, I'm just working to encourage faculty to use new resources or do things, keep working to do things better.
So is there a Center for Excellence in every college?
Or
is this unique to Zane?
No, many colleges have it, and they go by different names: Center for Excellence in Teaching and Learning, or Center for you might hear the word innovation in the title as well. Sometimes they're located underneath the technology area, and sometimes they're located under the academics area. We put mine under the academics area, so I report to like I said, the vice president for academics. It depends on the school also. Larger schools obviously have more resources, and just yesterday I was at Columbus State for a training, and they have an entire building that's dedicated to their Center for Teaching and Learning, and they have programmers that work for web development for the distance learning courses. They have graphic designers for that. They have like I said, programmers, database programmers and administrators. So they've got all different kinds of people that work for them. They have instructional designers that are dedicated to just that, developing the online courses. So they required a whole building for that. So it's quite a bit different from just me. I'm a one-man shop things. So yeah, very different. Smaller schools like Zane State frequently have more of a technology focus than a teaching and learning focus. And that's how my center started. I started here, I was hired as an instructional technologist, which just means helping faculty use technology in teaching. So my focus shifted here a couple of years back when we decided to really add more of the teaching and learning part to the technology part. So I didn't lose the technology, I just had to take on some more responsibilities in terms of what I did. So yeah, I've visited, when we started the center, I had to visit a lot of different schools, talk to people, what they had. And that's what we found, was smaller two-year schools for the most part had a center with probably more technology focused on training. It was more like a lab, whereas larger schools would have maybe a whole separate department that's just the technology, and then they'd have another department that's just the teaching and learning part. So that's what we found in our research.
And do you train, like if you're working for a major corporation, they keep you up on the latest technology, which, sometimes just because of finances, the schools can't afford to bring in the latest technology. So do you make it a requirement to the faculty members to keep up on what is going on in technology, just like AAA magazine just says now we have a blog? I mean,
Yeah, I don't require faculty to do anything. It's completely voluntary for them. Yeah, I'm trying to think if there's anything that's required or mandatory. I don't think that there is. I try to keep them appraised and informed, and I encourage them to come and learn more. But really, it's up to them if they have to decide to take advantage of it. And it pays off eventually. And when you're working, hopefully you'll have the opportunity to do some professional development. I'm lucky enough that the college supports me to do my own professional development. So, like I said, I was just in Columbus State to do some training. Before that, I was at a conference in Columbus to learn about what other schools are doing. So, this college encourages me to get my own professional development. So hopefully when you have that opportunity, the company you work for will encourage that as well, and you'll be able to take advantage of it. So here, probably when faculty do their annual reviews, which most places have you do an annual review,